Good night. Yes, good night. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone on this pre-Eve Emancipation Day. Welcome to each and everyone to your favorite online internet radio program, www.sxmtalk.com, where you get live and serious discussion. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and we're going to have a pretty interesting program for you tonight. I'm going to be a bit let me see, because people are telling me that I need to cool down and calm down. But I'm going to be a bit off the chains tonight, as they say. A bit testy tonight because there are some things I really want to talk about. You know, there are some things I really need to get off of my chest when I look around our society and we see what is going on. There are some things I need to mention. I also want to let you guys know that we have our website up and coming. It's being worked on. And we'll be taking a summer break. I was told to let you guys know that we'll be taking a summer break because of upgrades and how should I say it? Different things we'll be working on in the studio, whether painting, moving, remodeling, you know, bringing in this and bringing in that. So we will be out for a couple of weeks so that when we start back, we'll be, how should I say it? If we are probably at 50, 55%, we want to get up to 60, 70, 80%. I was told by my engineer after the break, we should be up to about 80% functioning to how we want it to be. So call a friend, call someone, let them know that the hottest program online is on www.sxmtalk.com, live and serious discussion. And I'm going to get right into the program. Of course, like I said, the topic I posted, emancipation. Are we truly emancipated? And I also said, I think not, Emancipation Day. And we all are happy that we're going to have the day off on Monday and stuff like that. And it's Emancipation Day. What is Emancipation Day? And all those sort of things. Because of the rush, I left my dictionary and the literature that I had to read the meaning or the definition of the word emancipation or emancipated or what it is to be emancipated. But I'm going to use my knowledge, I'm going to use what I know to explain and basically say freedom. You see, the right to be free, to express just as a human being, liberty, okay, liberation. You know, but before I get into that discussion, I want to talk about the bodybuilding show that they had last night on the northern side of the island at the Omnisport. And I want to say this to the association. I have high praise for you guys. I think the bodybuilding show is only getting better and better and better. I like what I saw yesterday. I like the guys and the girls that came out. And I want to, if I have to praise and say good things, which I felt it was really, really good, it should also be fair for me to say the things that need to be worked on, in my opinion, right? And it all leads into the discussion. It all leads into what we are talking about here tonight. When I look at the show, I look at the turnout, I look at the presentation and everything, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that being said, we should not settle for mediocrity. We should not settle for just saying it is a little thing. No. What was done last night by the foundation was exceptionally well. It was well put together. And like I said, every year you seem to be getting better and better, which I like. And it is not just a little riff-raff you pick up off of the street and you throw on stage. It's not just some little foundation try. No. It's a stepping stone to hosting the CSC tournaments where you're going to have over 200 athletes from within the Caribbean and Latin America. It's a stepping stone for young guys getting their pro card. You see, so we need to look at what we have and what we are doing and know that it's a good thing and we ought to want to make it better. With that being said though, right? I'm saying this to the association. You need to see what you have there as a brand name. And a brand name that you should want to protect. Like when you hear Mr. Olympia, it's a brand name. The Arnold Classic, it's a brand name. The Olympics, it's a brand name. You don't need to add nothing to it because you know what you get when you hear those sort of names. What you get is the best. You don't get nobody trying something. Or let me see how it's going to work. No. Wimbledon, you get the top athletes, the best. The Olympics, you get the best. Mr. Olympia, you get the best. So I'm saying this to the association. Look at the show that you put on year after year and view it as the best. So what you're going to get is athletes and countries from in the Caribbean that see themselves want to go up in bigger shows, know that they have to come and take part in the show in St. Martin. That's how you have to see it. And by seeing it as the best, then the big sponsors going to roll in, the government going to roll in, and everybody going to want to come out because it is known now that in St. Martin, one of the best bodybuilding shows for amateurs are being held right here. And with that, I'm coming to the judges. Don't bring them back. Because if we want the best and we are trying to achieve the best, then we should get the best judges also. That's all I'm going to say with it. We should want to get the best judges also. Yes, it's all about experience, but I don't think nobody judging for a year or 2 years should be here, should be judging, because they are not the best. Good. So that's what I have to say about that thing, that show last night. It was well put together. I enjoyed it, and I would be one supporting it whenever it comes out all the way. The turnout was great, so we got to say thumbs up to the population and the people that really came out. And the association, thumbs up. Okay, Kathy, you did a wonderful, wonderful job. Thumbs up to you guys, Jennifer, and then the whole crew. It was well good. But I want to get into the Emancipation talk, right? The reason I want to get into the Emancipation talk is why I posted, are we truly really emancipated? I think not. As a matter of fact, I think we are worse off than when slavery existed. I think we are worse than slaves. We, ourselves. And it's not that anyone is doing it to us. I think we are doing it to ourselves. I don't know. I can't get it understand how we had a people who were in chains, they were whipped, they were sold. You could imagine in this day and age. Try to think about it, right? Let me give you a little experience that I went through. The first time I ever been to the United States, my cousin asked me to come and help him out with some shipping he was doing. He needed help. And we got everything organized, but we were on standby. We were on standby because the flight was full, and because we had these body pass tickets, we were the last to get on the flights, right? And then when all the passengers were on, there were about 3 seats left. And there were 5 individuals waiting for those 3 seats, and my cousin and myself, we were one of them. We were a set waiting for, we was a set of the 5 waiting for the 3 seats. And the flight attendant or the host who was there taking the tickets called my name, and he called two other individuals. And he didn't call my cousin name. You see? And I got up and I started to walk, and my cousin sat back down there and he said, you know what, we can catch up when you reach St. Martin, man. Don't. I felt horrible. I felt sad. I was distraught because for those couple of days we've been through so much. We went shopping, we was packing bags, we was doing everything together, so we had a little bond. We had a connection at that time. You know, and then to finally be boarding the plane without him, I felt horrible. And I said to myself, that moment made me reflect. It made me think. And I said, imagine how our ancestors felt back then. A mom and a dad with their siblings snatched away. You could seriously imagine the feeling that is to lose that you're on one side of the boat, they're on the other side, and then when you reach to an island, they just take your 6-year-old sister and they're gone with her. You never see her again. Your dad gone that way and they just take you and you gone. You could imagine that kind of feeling. And we as a people, well, we still seem somehow to sort of mushroom out of that tragic genocide, the Atlantic slave trade, the worst atrocity to have ever happened in the world, in humankind. All right? That today, a people and a continent is still suffering from it. Right? So, I'm going back to show you what they went through. We all know the stories. We all know the stories. There was the worst things ever happened. But we are here today. But they fought. Their arms was chopped off, limbs were chopped off, they were sexually abused, they was lynched, they were hanged. I mean, all sort of things. But they kept on fighting. They kept on persevering. They kept on moving. They kept on growing. They kept on keeping on. But today, we, their descendants today, we're in a worse state than that. Not only are we free, not only do we have the media, we have the press, we have education, we've been to school, but we're afraid to speak. We're afraid to talk. We're afraid to explain. Listen, I can't get it understand. Yeah? How you can have, listen, we are talking about emancipation. We have moved the slavery thought, the slave thinking, the slave technique, the slavery mentality from the fields. We have moved it from the fields and we have placed it in the job market. So we are no more slaves in the field, but we are slaved to our jobs. The bosses are the slave masters and the masters, right? And we are still working. The difference is there's wages attached. So we can't say nothing. We got to hush our mouth. I don't understand how people are being laid off from Telem, given a package that they just have to accept, reduced to being a boarder when there was a manager here and there, and they're afraid to talk. I have people calling me and saying, Chris, we want you to say this, we want you to say that, talk about this and talk about that. And when I say, but if they lay you off already, why don't you come? No. I don't want them to know who I am. And when you ask them who's the them, they tell you, but you know who I'm talking about? No, I don't. What is wrong with you people? How could you say that you're emancipated, you're free, you're liberated, but yet you're coward and scared to stand up for your own right? I don't get it, understand. And then you want your children to do different when they are being pressured amongst their peers? I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. I can't get it. Understand how grown people that work and put in their labor and toil for a company are intimidated by other individuals. I don't get it. Understand. We have a labor issue and a labor crisis in St. Martin, but everybody afraid to talk. They're going to victimize me. They're going to this, they're going to that. Yes, let them do it. But then let we as a people do something about it. It's either I'm missing something. But I seriously don't get it. Understand. Why are we in a mood or in a state of I mean, it seems as if we are worse off. In our mind, something is wrong with us up here. Nobody is bigger and better than you. Especially if you know, honestly, you're doing the right thing. Oh, the minister this. Oh, I want to talk to this one. No. You have and know the solutions to your problem yourself. No one know it for you. I can't get it. I am lost. I'm dumbfounded. We are not emancipated. We are still slaves. We are slaves to the church. We are slaves to the dollar. We are slaves to our jobs. We are slaves to vanity. We are slaves to the worst sort of cravings that we have. We are still slaves. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, we are distraught because we are running behind money. We are running behind lies. When are we going to stand up for something that is right, for something that is just? And then we want to blame young people. We are ready to chastise young people. We are ready to ostracize them. But we are not good neither. We are not setting no right example. None of us are in any moral position to levy moral condemnation on the next generation when we look at ourselves. We are the sick ones. We. Not the youth. We. And why we are the sick ones? Because we are cowards. That's why. Because we are cowards. I also want to big up. I always have a hard problem pronouncing her name. But the last show that we did on Friday, Miss Ellis and the Emilio Wilson Emancipation, how should I call it? Celebration, festive event that they had, right? It was beautiful. But I want to say something, right? How many of you guys out there know that Emilio Wilson Estate or Emilio Wilson Park is to be developed? The permits were signed. They're going to start digging and dredging and moving trees and dirt and rocks and all sort of things from that same place. That same place that was a fitting area because of its heritage, its cultural manifestation to who we are as a people. That was a slave ground. It was a plantation. One of them on the island. When we walk on those grounds, we are walking on grounds where slaves toiled, where they have been buried, where they labored. But it's to be developed. You know why it's to be developed? And this is where I just talk about, listen, we are not only hypocrites, but we are nasty hypocrites. We are some of the worst kinds of hypocrites. The former minister spoke. I don't even want to get into all of that. I don't want to make it a discussion. Right? But I'm going to say this. How could you have the gall? I don't even know if I should go that route. You know? Tomorrow is Emancipation Day, the 1st of July. Tomorrow is the 1st of July, right? Tomorrow is the 1st of July. It's Emancipation Day. Tomorrow is the 2nd? Today was the 1st. Yeah, today was the 1st. Yeah, today was the 1st of July. It's Emancipation Day. Tomorrow we're going to have a holiday. And it's about us as a people being liberated. It's about us as a people being free. Right? I held back my discussion that I was going about a while ago because I want to back it up with proof. I have the documents. I have the proof. But I want to get the young man, what's his name? Reuben Thompson from St. Martin Pride Foundation on the program. And we're going to talk about Emilio Wilson. We're going to talk about the former minister who signed the permit for Emilio Wilson to be developed. And then I'm going to come back with my statement I was about to make, that we are the worst kind of hypocrites on this island. Because I don't want nobody to say that I say this and I ain't got no proof. So I'm going to bring the documents. We're going to read the documents. And listen, and then I'm going to get real nasty with these people who are trying to develop Emilio Wilson. We're going to get into the whole story about the estate, about the man Emilio himself. Okay, about the whole estate being placed on the monument list. The island council overwhelmingly voted on it unanimously. And you see here in St. Martin, we simply don't have no love for country. It is something we talk from in the corner of our mouth. We say it we say it because we have a mouth. And because we have a mouth and we can say it, so we just say it. Okay? And this is the reason why, yes, I may be a national, yes. But this is the reason why I'm saying to you guys, we cannot and we should not ever allow these people to get back in government. Let me say something what I found out this past week. The Causeway Bridge is full steam ahead. Right? Do you know that they haven't received no money from the central bank as yet? None. But they are moving full steam ahead. But you know who gave them money? They got $10 million from the harbor. This is the reason why, and that's why I'm upset with the minister we have now. That's why I said that Mingo and those guys, they have to go. Because the unseen hand of Tia Heiliger, who's in the background, squeezing their balls. Pulling it. Like he got it in a voice and he's squeezing them. And they are cowards. They're afraid. You know why? Because in the back of the head, boy, what if he gets elected again? Then we're in trouble. Then let us make sure he never get back there. You know what? Let me explain, St. Martin, what needs to happen. Some of these guys need to be arrested. Okay? And not with no 6 months and 7 months conditional and no. Full term. And when they get arrested, then a message need to be sent. Okay? That we are not going to tolerate the deals. Listen, you guys wouldn't understand the kind of deals that goes on in this place. The harbor gave them $10 million to go ahead and start functioning. And they haven't received nothing yet from the bond. I see they got a billboard up, so then it tells me that they listen to the program. They have a billboard up going to Bellevue, talking about who's a contractor and this and that and all kind of stuff. We're going to take pictures of it because we're doing a show. We're going to have a program on it. All right? And I'm not apologizing because people said, oh, yes, Christopher, you can't be this way. He's a coalition partner. He's one of us. I don't care who he be. He could have been the leader. He could have been the prime minister. Don't come talking stupidness and nonsense and crap that it's going to create jobs for local contractors. That is the most, listen, minister, stop talking stupidness. Because I can't curse, and I don't curse. But stop talking BS. Stop it. How many underwater welders do we have here as local contractors? How many? How many bridge and building designers do we have here? Stop talking nonsense, man. You haven't even spoken to the company as yet. And that's the only way as a minister that you are seeing can create employment here. It's going to reduce the unemployment rate. So when the bridge is complete, what's going to happen to the unemployment rate after that? Why are you think people are stupid and they're idiots? Stop it. I take back the rate now. You have a zero. I got more people like them in the studio saying, then, what about the deputy prime minister? Is he still on a shaky 7 and a shaky 6? Well, we're seeing some groundbreaking happening. They got me laughing, people. They have me laughing here. They say they're being biased. We're seeing some groundbreaking around the place. And you know what freaked me out with the groundbreaking? 5, 6, and 7 of them got a pick in their hand, a hard hat, and they just picking the ground. I tried to figure out how many groundbreakings we can have on the island. Huh? How many groundbreaking? The country is broken. We don't need no groundbreaking. We need fixing. We need patching. The place done broke it up already. We don't need no groundbreaking here and there. What we need is fixing here and there. The social issues in this country needs fixing. That's what we need in this place. I also want to congratulate the new and incoming President of Parliament, Dr. Anders Rudolph Samuel. People ask me if I'm happy that the now president. Yes, I'm extremely happy that she would be leaving the 15th. Now you see, the 15th of July, I know why, you know, but I don't want my bosses and then be upset with me, and then Tuesday when I go in there, they might want to reprimand me and tell me I shouldn't have said this and I shouldn't have said that, and then me who can't hold back my tongue will have to say, all due respect, MPs, you know, don't tell me what to say on my program. But because I understand this political game, right? I'm going to wait until it happens and then explain to you guys why the 15th of July. And listen, it's amazing when you hear the reason. It's amazing. It goes to tell you the egos that people have. All right? You guys are going to laugh. You're going to freak out. You're going to shake it. You're going to be like, geez, some piece, seriously? Well, I don't want to say it now. Because I don't want my bosses and them to be upset with me saying that I come in here and I speak in parliament things. Even though I heard it on the sideline, you know. So when it reach out there, when it get out on the blogs and on the websites, then I'm going to read it from the blog again and say, yes, that's the reason why. Okay? People just love to travel, boy. They just love to travel. Man, they just love to travel. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say it. Even though someone said it was in the newspaper about Paris and Interpol and this and that, it was in the papers. And that's the only reason why. As president of parliament, you're in Paris and Interpol. But anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go, even though the papers said something about it here and there. All right? But we need to learn that cutthroat mentality. We don't have it. If it was them, oh man, we done gone a long time. You see? But St. Martin people, we need to, I come here almost every other night, except Tuesdays and Saturdays. And whenever I don't come, it's because I really can't come when it's a show. It's either my engineer can't make it, he's not doing too well. He just had a serious operation on his shoulder. He goes through therapy and stuff, and some days he's in it and some days he's not. He's getting better, right? But I want to send out an invitation to young people out there that want to do a show, you want to do a program here, we have slots open. Anyone who want to have a program here, whether you want to talk about religion, whether you want to talk about the Bible, whether you want to talk about the community, it doesn't matter what, healthcare, health, sport, whatever you want to talk about, you can come and do it here. Okay? Yes, I know we started a bit late, but we're gonna end on the proper time. Right? And I really wanted to talk about the former minister and her little Emilia Wilson talk. But I'm bringing Ruben Thompson. I'm getting Ruben Thompson to come with all the documents. This is going to be so interesting. Remember I said one time that there's a conspiracy in this country with certain families and groups of people to keep us down and keep us back. I'm working on that. That is going to be a show out of this world. That people really, really, you're gonna be in awe. You're gonna be like, seriously, right? I also promise you guys to come and read this document with the property that Theo Heiliger and the gentleman Samid in the Bahamas and stuff like that. Yes, all of that is at hand. And we're going to be talking about all those sort of things, you see. But tomorrow is a holiday. We because it fall on the Sunday, tomorrow we're going to be off. So we're also going to be off here. Also, we're going to be taking that day off. So we'll be back on Wednesday, God spare, right? And you know, it's easy for me to come here and beat up on the government at times. But when it needs beating on us as a people, we need to get beat up on too, because we need to emancipate ourselves up here. You see this thing that we call a brain? This is what need emancipating. Because many of us that still tell our children that Christopher Columbus discovered. He didn't discover nothing. But it is still in our school books, and we still tell it to our children. We still tell it to our children. You know, we still talk about Adam and Eve and the snake and the apple and the serpent, and you know what I mean? We need to look at those things that we were taught and reevaluate those scriptures and those lessons and those books and the people who brought those teachings to us. Because 90% of them are lies. They are lies. You know? So I really don't think we're emancipated at all. I think we're even worse. You know? When we were together as a people, we knew who we were, we knew each other, and we supported each other. Okay? When there was segregation, everybody knew where the local black bakery was. We knew where the local black tailor, okay, the local black juicer, the local, we knew everything local. From time it was over, we all felt now it was prestigious for us to be hanging out with the bourgeois. We felt it was prestigious when we are sophisticated and we are around a certain group of people. We felt we have reached to a level. We have reached to the pinnacle because now we can hang out with them. It's the opposite. We were sophisticated and we were up to a level when we were with ourselves and our own people. It is then we were at the zenith of our existence. When we refuse and we turn our backs on our own people, it is then we have lost our sight and we have reduced our liking to simple and nothing else than dogs. I was making mention about Rudolph Samuel, and he'll be coming in as the new president of parliament. And I had a discussion with him, and I'm going to say this to all of us. I'm going to say this to all of us, right? Because I experienced it myself. And I want you guys to do the experiment for yourself also. Because I put it to the test. And you see, I myself was being nasty and being a hypocrite. Because I never did it with Carl's and Son. I never did it with Cake House. I never did it with the Chinese and them. But I did it with Rudolph Samuel. And I learned a lesson as to why I'm never going to buy those breads that I mentioned anymore. I'm going to pick up myself and drive all the way to Sucker Garden, Middle Region, and I'm going to buy the bread from Rudolph Samuel. I bought his bread. I bought bread from Cake House, Carl, and the Chinese. Because I did the experiment myself. Right? After one day, the bread from the Chinese was hard. After one day, it was hard. One day. Okay? After 2 days, Cake House bread was hard. After 2 days. Was it no more good? Now, Carl and Son bread didn't get hard, but it just tasted bitter after 3 days. Okay? After 3 days. After 7 days, I still could have eat Samuel bread without putting it in the freezer. After 7 days, it was still soft and moist after 7 days. Now, that's the kind of bread we used to know. That's the kind of bread we would get from sardine. That's the kind of bread we would get when our grandmother and our great aunt and thing, take the bread out of the rock oven. When you go and grill, you get this nice, heavy, thick bread. And they wrap it up for you, and you come back over St. Martin, and you put on that bread there. That bread go the whole week, 2 weeks. You got to put it in the freezer, and it's still, that is the kind of bread that we knew. So it made me now to do an investigation and talk to Dr. Anders without someone and say, what do you do? How do you do it? And because I went to him, he told me a few of his secrets that I promised I would not let out. But I am saying, I am convinced I am not buying bread from the Chinese. I am not buying bread from Cake House. Okay? And I will not be buying bread from Carl anymore. In addition to that, his bread is much cheaper. Even the whole wheat. Don't take my word for it, St. Martin. Don't take my word for it. Drive in Miller Region. Drive in Miller Region and do it for yourself. Go down by the Chinese, the nearest Chinese IAB, and buy some of those TT bread where they have in the bag. 5 in the bag for $1.25. Just buy 5. Just do the experiment by yourself. Buy 5 of those bread and buy 5 of Samuel's bread. Same TT bread. And leave them on your table. Don't cover them. Don't put them in the fridge, nor in the freezer. Leave them on your table for 5 days. Do the experiment yourself. Try it with whole wheat or try it with a white bread. Do the experiment yourself. Trust me, after that, you would realize that the bread you was eating from the Chinese are garbage. It is equivalent, okay, to a paper bag. It is equivalent to a paper bag. I could imagine that many of you guys does be sending messages and things on Fix, but I don't have my desktop here. We send it to Fix, so I can't receive none of the messages and stuff that are coming through. And I can't go on my phone because it would take me time to open it and all kind of stuff like that. But I know we are down to last couple of minutes, actually. Right? But we're going to be back here Wednesday, God spare. And I hope for Wednesday, if not, maybe Friday, to get Ruben Thompson so we could talk about the Emilio Wilson estate and everything. Because we have facts, we have documents, we have papers. We have a lot of things. St. Martin, I'm going to be getting more heated on this program. Because we are doing too much stupidness. And we are not seeing the bigger picture. We are causing harm to ourselves. And we are allowing people to take advantage of us. Take care of yourself. God bless you guys. Enjoy the day off. Take it easy. Go to the beach. Relax. Get a massage. Go out with the children. Take in what St. Martin has to offer. Go take a drive around the island. Okay? I'm also going to get my boy Bakari to come in so we can talk about the Prince William Alexander School. He had a short tape on it. I wanted to know if we could have, I have to talk to my engineer about it, if we can somehow hook up his camera and play it and stuff like that. So today, Wednesday, I think that will be a good program for Wednesday because he has some footage there that St. Martin people need to see. And yes, people say, yeah, but Christopher is going to remember you on the internet and everybody in the world. Well, let everybody in the world see it. We need to start talking the truth. Because we're breaking ground everywhere, spending $40 million on bridges, and our schools and them look like filth. Okay? And then they talk about they for the people. Anyway, God bless you guys. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the day tomorrow. Goodbye.